Hello dudes, it's me Alanis10 here, back with another Winecraft video. Today we're taking a look at the 1.20 Gavel Reborn changelog. Yay, the changelog out! And this changelog has 6 parts. We're not going to read through all of it, it's a lot to read. It took a long time to read through the first time, but we're going to look at the main things. We have housing, store changes, guild rework, new quests and discoveries, raids, and miscellaneous changes and bug fixes. So let's start, shall we? Let's start with housing. So basically, there's going to be a plot over most cities. Some special plots for ranks. We'll get to that later. Ranks also have bigger housing plots. So basically, it's going to cost 750 emeralds to get one. And to get access to this, you basically walk up to a balloon on the ground, you interact with it, and you can enter basically. Once you get there, here's a picture of one in Lutho. Once you get there, there's two NPCs, storage for your blocks, and a merchant to buy blocks. You use materials, so you have to gather. It's about 2 materials for 10 blocks, and it's mostly low-level resources. And the price increases the more you purchase from the same type of block. So you basically gather to be able to buy blocks. You don't use emeralds. You're gonna be able to, with emeralds, buy NPC spawners, so you can spawn identifiers, blacksmiths, powder masters, banks, trade markets, crafting stations. So you can basically make your own crafting station on your island and not have people steal what you craft and sell it to the blacksmith. Because yeah. And there's also going to be one called a build stand. So you basically unequip your entire build, including skill points. Here we can see that it costs 2 skill points to equip this build, because the build here requires these skill points. So basically you can unequip and equip special builds in case you have more than one build per class. Moving on to the store changes, they don't really talk much about the price, which is unfortunate, because I kind of want to know that. But they talk more about the new rank. So the benefits of champion is going to be this yellow name tag and this animated blue tag-ish thing. You're gonna have reserved slots. It won't kick players already, so there's gonna be extra slots on every server for champions. You're gonna be able to nickname your character, but it only affects what they call NPCs call you in chat and party invites and stuff. Merchant booth. You're gonna be able to set up a shop around the world where your trade market items go. So it's both on the trade market, I think, and in special stores you can set up. It's gonna be like a chest. We saw a picture of that, like this, right? There's gonna be the switch classes to reskinned classes. So if you have an archer class, you can make it so it's a hunter. You're going to be able to use the /switch command to quickly switch servers. This isn't instant, and it's also available to other ranks. We're adding a new feature where hunted players must wait 60 seconds. Because there were comments about hunters using this, because then they could find people who do prof by looking at player ghosts, and then they can do /switch to easily kill them. But hunters and hunted players must wait 60 seconds before attacking after joining a server. Instant class deletion, we've talked about that earlier. The build stand NPC in your house, basically for free, it seems. Class backups to counter instant class deletion, because other players, since they have timed deletion, they can change their mind by just logging in again. The bomb bell, it notifies you when a bomb is thrown. But this one is going to notify you a random amount of time afterwards, so it's not instantly. And here they reason down here why they did so and why they still have it. Exclusive house locations. Champion will get access to the Void and Legendary Island. Slash change tag to show a lower rank tag. Basically, you can have the color of a hero or whatever, VIP and stuff. Plus 80 pet max levels. It's the first 20 levels of a pet that affects damage, and everyone has access to that, but everything after is basically champion, right? And then also 8 daily mob totems. And here is, they talk about the bomb bell, right? The number one is complaint is the bomb bell. And here's what they say. Yes, it does make it easier for champions to use other people's bombs. However, we don't think it will be as negatively impactful as some think. Here's why. Because the highest rank, it will probably be a bit rare, so not a ton of players will have it. When a bomb is thrown, there's already a lot of players on the server who will benefit, so nobody gets kicked, because they wouldn't get kicked with reserved slots. So it's like normal bombs. It's just that a few people knew about it and joined. And also that they are already popular community tracking bombs, and sometimes even alerting people before a bomb is thrown. We will not shut down those communities, and even have our own bomb party channel on the Discord anyone can use. And with that, this last switch feature, which would make it easier to switch server where bomb is thrown, isn't champion exclusive. And they will add a random timer to the bomb bell. Yeah. And existing ranks will get the change tag command, the ability to switch classes to reskin classes, and slash switch command, and also a bigger housing island. So you have bigger housing as a ranked player. Moving on to new pets in the store. We have a few pets here. Aladar cart, the colossal rat, the eye, the top hat alligator, and death. If you have a high enough rank and level, pets can be pet by you and other players. Pets will now fight mobs free and level up. Note that you have multiple pets at once reduces their damage. So basically, pets will fight for you, and if you pet them, they will say something like, "Here, you pet your grumpy old man. Grumpy old man says you might want to wash your hands." And they will say random things in chat as well. The death pet works especially well. Probably some sarcastic comments every now and then from death or something. They fixed the play for bear model. The speed of the pet will now match the speed of the owner. Pets will vanish if the players vanish. That means that in cutscenes they won't disturb. And yeah, basically a ton of new pets and stuff. Here we can see the Aladar cart, the top hat, death, the eye, colossal rat, and a few others. A bee wibble, probably sea skipper, some have said, and a cantier, I think. Guess was for that one. Other changes, they added a tier 4 crate, which has an even distribution of epics, godly, and black markets. They removed commons from tier 3. They fixed attack effects. if you scrap black market items, you get 10 epic back. So in case you have double or multiple of the same black market item, you can scrap it and try again. Bombs will, when they're in a stack, they will show the amount you have in the name of the bomb. They added 4 new hats and 10 new weapon models. These ones, right? These are the hats, and these are the weapon models. My favorites are this one, the sword, the crossbow, I like all of them. But this one, the spear is cool as well, and this dagger, it's amazing. Anywho, moving on to guilds. There is a lot of info about guilds because, they remade guilds, so they have to explain the entire new system. So let's start. You're gonna have a guild bank, one for everyone, and then one for high-ranked members. Basically, you can share items with your guild. You can easily switch guild ownership. They improve the creation process when you make a new guild. They added a ton of different menus: member list, territory list, compass shortcut. They now allowed guild tags to be 3 or 4 letters long because Salted stated that they ran out of 3-letter long tags. They increased the guild creation price to 20 LE, so it's more expensive. There's a new rank between captain and chief called strategist. And basically they can upgrade guild towers and territory bonuses, which is something. They added guild notification pop-ups. You can disable it with toggle. They added guild badges, so you can basically explain your guild here, right? Traders, travelers. There's different ones, and you unlock new ones as you level up. They fixed a bug where guild levels wouldn't show until you joined a new world, and they reduced the XP requirements. And they improved the level up rewards. So like here, like 5 member slots, higher tax rate, and new badges. But as you can see, it doesn't level up. You don't get a new reward every time you level up, but it seems to be every few other levels. Wars here. Instead of fighting mobs, you're gonna fight a tower. The guild tower, which is basically your defenses, right? You buy defenses to your tower, and then they fight it. People who want to take your territories fight your tower, basically, and it's like a huge boss. Here you can see it. It shows damage and attacks per second, and how much health and defense, and the cost of it, because you need territories to pay for your tower, because this isn't player emeralds. Some of you might worry, but territories, they create emeralds, and you get ore and wood and stuff, and that is basically the cost of running your guild tower. Here they say, the defending guild can buff this tower with various resources and add special abilities. However, this is not a one-time purchase. You must continuously pay to keep your defenses up. So you basically have to have an economy running with your territories to protect them. And then guild trading routes. Basically, you get resources from territories you own. You get emeralds from everyone. You get wood from forest, fishes from the ocean, ores found in Gavel, crops found in wind. And basically, they send these resources to the territory that you set as your headquarter territory. So basically, let's say you have this one as your headquarters, right? And then you own this one over here. then all the resources here will have to go through this one to then get to your headquarters, right? And this one can be owned by an enemy guild, and what they do is that they tax your resources, so you lose a few percent of the amount of resources you have when they travel in between from tax. And the more territory it has to pass through, the more tax there is. When holding a territory, you can improve it at an hourly cost in many ways. Basically, you can get an emerald bonus, so you get more emeralds out of it, but it costs 2,000 ore every hour. And then you can have, so guild members in the territory gain XP bonus, and it will cost, but here it doesn't state anything because it's level 0, so it's 0%. Multi-attacks increases the number of players your guild tower can attack at once. Also costs, and defenses, you can increase your defenses, and that also costs. So it's gonna be expensive, and it's gonna be politics and stuff. You can set a specific tax rate. Other guilds have to pay when crossing your territory, or decide how you want your resources to move, cheapest or fastest, right? This one, like, let's say you have this one, right? And then also this one. This is your headquarters. Let's say this one has 20% tax, but this one no, they're the same. Never mind. You have this one. No, a bad example. Basically, if one road goes through one with high tax, or maybe one it can take another road which goes through two territories with combined lower tax. It's either you pick the fastest one going through only, one territory, but the tax is high, or you go through territories with the combined lowest tax, basically. So as you can see here, trading routes and tax. So allies get lower tax, but they still get taxed, but lower than normal tax. And here you can see, the route tax is 15%. This is the cheapest option, and these are the trade routes it passes through. Basically, it's a lot of information, and it's very new. So we'll see more during beta how we like it and how difficult it is, because now they're also introducing diplomacy. There might be times where empire is too far away from important resources to get them yourself. You can ally yourself with other guilds. When allied, you can send tributes or gifts to each other hourly, but they will also get taxed when they move through yours and others' territories. An enemy guild could cut off your trading routes by closing their borders. So, you can send it to your alliances important resources. So let's say, since you got fish from the ocean, and let's say you're over in Win, right? And a specific defense needs fish. You have an ally over in the ocean, and they're like, yeah, we can send you a few fish if you send us grains, basically. Does that make sense? If not, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's a lot of trading and economy, and yeah. Then they changed wars. You're no longer on a war server. You're gonna be on a regular VC, just teleported to where the tower is. You don't get XP from territories. You only get XP from what seems to be players, right? You can open a territory map in game by pressing L, or open the advancement menu. They added a guild icon feature for VIP Plus that shows on the map. Attacking a territory will cost emeralds, either guild or personal emeralds, and they also fixed a few territory names. Yeah. that was it for guilds. Moving on to quests and discoveries. So there's going to be a lot of improved quests. We can see minor improvements here, all almost all done by IMAX. All of these were done by IMAX, and also under Grian as well. He's been acting as a supervisor, basically. Heart of Levigar, Clearing the Camps, Greenskin Trouble, Rise of the Cortron, Maiden Tower, Crop Failure, Masterpiece, Death Whistle, Shadow of the Beast, Shattered Minds, Memory Paranoia, and Hidden City. These are minor improvements. Then there's some full remakes. One of the Wormholes, the Iron Heart series, Reclaiming the House, Taproot, Headless History instead of Headless Hunt, From the Mountains, Lazarus Pit, Finding the Light, Forbidden Prison, Lexdale Witch Trials instead of Eye of the Storm, Acquiring Credentials, and Aldri's Secret Part 1. And they also lost 2 quests that no longer exist, Hollow Sirene and Fighting Species. And they've made this new quest line for Gavel, right? Because it's Gavel Reborn. And it's a 5-part series called The Realm of Light. And the main character is Larry, who's an elf, who's 1,000 years old. And this is some art of the elf. And also in the first part of the trailer, you can also hear her theme song. And then there also there are some side quests to this storyline, but the main quests for this are, Wormholes, Taproot, Headless History, Finding the Light, and Realm of Light. And the Realm of Light has, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. This one we've seen before. Secret discoveries. They're adding a ton of secret discoveries to the entirety of Gavel. We can see there's 6 in the Canyon of the Lost, 7 in the Olak Swamps, 7 in the Sky Islands. These are the same. There's seems to be 1 more in Wind Plains. Or it just shows the ultimate discovery now. Because I think the Silent Expanse has 10, including the ultimate discoveries. Or there's 1 more in Wind Plains, because I think there's supposed to be 16 otherwise. Levigar Plains has 6, Molten Height has 6, Gilia Plains 7, Dark Forest 8, Nessek Tundra, that's also the same, and the Desert and the Light Forest then has 4. So total discoveries is 99 instead of like maybe 30 or something it was before. No, 40. It was 40-ish. And then there's new quests as well. There's 3 new, fully new quests: the Feathers Fly Part 1 and the Feathers Fly Part 2 by J-Bip and Grian as well. It's about an Avo woman who works with Corkian technology, and basically it's the tension between the two, and the Corkians don't want to work with her because she's Avo, and the Avo don't want to know of her because she's working with their technology. Here we can see a room in the Corcus Castle, growth accelerator, unknown percent completed. Basically, a lot of people as well. And then there's also Hero of Gavel. You're gonna do go on an adventure with Siegfried, the Hero of Gavel, and that's all of that. Then there's raids. Raids are 4 to 6 players. There's also a max party level. So as you can see, this one, the Orphean's Nexus of Light. 4 to 6 players, but the max party level is 500. So if everyone is 106, you can only have 4 players. And quest requirement, the Realm of Light Part 5. So 3 new raids: Nest of the Grootslang, level 60 plus, team of 4 required. Orpheon's Nexus of Light, level 80 to 100 plus, found in the Realm of Light, 4 to 6 players required. And the Canyon Colossus, level 100 plus, found in Candom Beta, team of 4 required. Before you basically fight the boss, there's 3 randomly selected rooms, and then you defeat the boss at the end. Those 3 randomly selected rooms are different challenges, so it can be parkour or puzzles, right? Afterwards, after each challenge room, there's a buff room, so you can get buffs that you add to your character basically during the raid. And the bosses are super difficult. They tested the new features with the eye. It was the test subject, and basically it took them more than 8 tries actually for them to actually beat a raid when they made them. So it's gonna be super difficult. And they're adding a the reward will basically XP and emeralds, but there are also unique items, especially the tomes. This is some kind of what seems to be a permanent buff. So you can get damage, defense, mob XP bonus, dungeon XP bonus, and gathering XP bonus. In the compass menu, you basically unlock after doing the wormholes quest, where you unlock the first raid, right? The Grootslang nest. You can get access to this one where you can equip tomes. It seems that you can have a lot of tomes. But you can only have like a limited amount of slots for each type of tome. You know, there's weapon mastery, which adds the damage to mobs, so you can't have like 14 of them. And you also unlock certain slots by doing specific things, like you unlock one from finding discoveries, or you unlock one from visiting players' houses. And they also joked and had one to be sell mythic to blacksmith, but apparently not everyone owns a mythic. They jokingly said. But yeah, it's not one anymore. And moving on, we have the Forgery Chest, which we have discussed in the earlier trailer video, I think. Basically the Forgery Chest, you know, if you run dungeons, out of 7, basically, the more you do without dying or leaving with a locked party of more, like you can't be more than 6 players, I think. You get basically, you know, XP as a reward, emeralds, and then you can have a chance of runes, tokens, and even mythics, but it's hard to get mythics. But there's a chance. Then they fixed a few bits and things with the items. They added gathering XP ID and gathering speed ID, which is limited to crafting, so you're gonna have to craft that sort of armor. They fixed the they changed the plague major ID, so it doesn't reduce poison damage when it spreads. The sorcery one doesn't reset your click combo. There's 4 new major IDs. There's free runner, basically doubles your sprint when it's under 30%. Rally charge heals you by 10% and nearby allies by 15% when on impact, but it becomes harmless. So it heals instead of does damage. Cherry bombs. Your smoke bombs explodes instantly on contact, dealing 150% damage. And explosive impact. Your exploding ID can trigger when hitting mobs. There's the new item tomes, and then there's new item type Corkin amplifier, which allows you to improve ID rolls when identifying or re-rolling. So here we can see, use this while identifying or re-rolling to increase the ID rolls by 10%. Legendary raid rewards. So these are raid rewards. They reworked everything basically. And be built, most things. In the entirety of Gavel and a bit in the beginning area of Wind, basically. Miscellaneous changes. There's a new boss altar in the Silent Expanse. All they say is that it's a very cruel boss. They fix some weapon models. You have to wait 1 minute before attacking and hunted if you switch worlds. They fix some blocks and sprites. There's a new item restriction, Soulbound. Basically, items with this restriction will only be usable on the specific character that first got the drop. As far as we know, this only goes for raid items, Salted said on Discord. This only counts for raid items so far, but we don't know what they will add and do. They fix drop rates on items. You can get high level items if you're in a low level area as a high level player. The item drop rate is lower, but it only affects early game more than end game. You get more money from selling to blacksmiths. One key allows up to 4 players to enter a dungeon. There's pop-up notification when events happen. You can toggle it. Quests auto track, which is toggleable. Quest tracking shows on the scoreboard, also toggleable. Fixed where quests wouldn't update. Lowered the profession XP requirements for low to mid levels. Tracking a quest will make your hotbar compass. It points to the chords, basically the compass. And tracking a quest will spawn a beacon where the quest objective is, which is also toggleable. They lowered ingredient drops in loot chests. There's a quick travel system to Sinfras. They fixed the bug where mobs go through walls. There's a new language, High Gavelian. There's more diversity in Wind Cities. Some quests now give profession XP. And resource tunnels and dungeons will give a temporary gathering XP boost. And then they say, the hero beta is going to release late November, early December. And then the update would be mid-December or later. Depends on what happens in beta. And that's basically all of it. The new Gavelian language is what we see up here. The text is not Winnick. So we're probably going to get a transcriber of that. And yeah, that has been all. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you whenever I stream the hero beta. Basically, the day the beta is out, expect me that I'll be live streaming. And yeah, goodbye.